Hey guys, today let's do the unboxing and overview of the Kindle Fire 7. So I got this as a gift from my company. It's a very cheap tablet. It's only $50 US. And what's interesting about the Kindle Fire is this device originally came out in 2011. It's kind of the Android tablet version of their Kindle devices. And the first generation was only released, I believe, in the US. So yeah, I was living in San Francisco in 2011, and I bought it for my parents as a gift. And then I think we had to do some hacky things, like I have to use my Amazon account that was tied to my US account to get it working for them. But yeah, it was like one of the first, I guess, electronic devices I bought from my parents as a gift for Christmas that year in 2011. I just bought it from the US. It wasn't available in Canada yet. I think it was the first generation. I don't think was available in Canada. But yeah, I brought it back to my parents, and they enjoyed it just as an e-reader, which is what the Kindle was originally meant for, was, you know, for reading ebooks, right? So I think they enjoyed it. 2011, and I was able to play some videos and stuff. You have to remember that this is a very primitive version of an Android tablet back then, which was based on Android 2.3 Gingerbread. So, but anyways, at the time, I think it's actually fairly impressive that they were able to get an Android tablet and have it be so cheap, right? Because the only other tablets on the market at the time was the iPad, or the iPad 2, I should say, right? So the Kindle is able to compete with the iPad in terms of not necessarily the specs, because the iPad had better specs, but just the price, right? The price, it was so much cheaper than the iPad, and it gave people an alternative. So that's how the Kindle Fire really kind of changed things up in the tablet world, right? And even to this day, you don't really see many Android tablets anymore. Most of them have died off, right? Sony tried, Samsung tried. Really, it's just the iPad in the high end, and then the Kindle in the low end. That's really about it now. There's no middle ground anymore. So yeah, even to this day, it shows you Amazon's kind of dominance in the fact that they just make their products so cheap and so affordable that most people, almost everyone, can afford a Kindle, right? That's how affordable they are, and to the point where they're being given out as free gifts. So I got this from my company for free. That's how affordable they are. So this is the 9th generation Kindle Fire 7, 16 gigs. I also gave my parents, actually, I believe I gave all of my relatives as well. Just shows you how cheap these things are. I gave away 3 Kindle Fire 7 tablets back in 2013 to my aunt and uncles and cousins. And then I bought for my parents, I upgraded them to a Kindle Fire HDX 8-inch in 2013, which was the new one at the time. And if you look back on my YouTube, the Kindle Fire HDX, that review video was one of the first electronic review videos I ever did, because this was in 2013. In 2013, I didn't review that many electronic products, right? That's when I was first starting out to do that on my YouTube. Previously, my YouTube channel was mostly full of guitar videos, right? Yeah, my guitar videos took up most of my YouTube channel until 2013. That's when I really started to start with the electronic devices. Only a few videos back then, like the Arco 7 and the Kindle Fire HDX, which I gave away as a present to my parents, and the iPad Air, the first iPad Air, which just came out at the time. I think those were the first review videos I did. So yeah, that's my long history, I guess, with the Kindle Fire. And I have not touched a Kindle Fire since. So it's been a long time since I touched a Kindle Fire. I have played around with Fire OS on the Amazon Fire Phone, just to do like kind of a retrospective on that, but it's pretty much it. I have not really touched a Kindle Fire since basically 2013, 2014. It's been a while. So yeah, this is 9th generation, 16 gigabytes, $50, very affordable. And then for that price, you don't expect to get really good specs, and you get 7-inch 1024 by 600 display. Okay, it's pretty much what you expect. Quad-core processor, and I believe this is a MediaTek processor. MediaTek is a Taiwanese CPU company, so you're not going to get, you know, like a Snapdragon or anything, obviously. But you get a MediaTek processor. It's still quad core, and you get a micro SD slot, which you can put up to 512 gigabytes. So that's if you really read a lot of books. I would imagine that you would have to read a lot to fill up 512 gigabytes of ebooks, right? That's a lot. Of course, you can install apps on here, but it's not going to be. Well, we can take a look. I actually wonder how the Fire OS store is like. I've not checked the Amazon store in quite a while. And they actually have cameras on it as well. Not really good cameras though. According to the specs, it's a 0.3 megapixel VGA camera on the front, which brings us back to the old school flip phone days, and 2 megapixel on the back, which also brings us back to the flip phone days, the slider phone days, back when they had 2 megapixel cameras on the back and 0.3 megapixel cameras on the front. All right, let's take a look. Okay, that's all you get in here. This is a charger. Does it use, doesn't even use USB-C, does it? It uses micro USB. Okay, that really takes me back. Fire 7, Amazon Fire 7, okay. Basic stuff here. It's a charger. So you get a micro USB charger. Takes me back to 2015. Remember, this device came out in 2019. But because of how cheap and affordable it is, I guess, I'm not exactly sure. Is USB-C really that expensive to implement compared to USB, compared to micro USB? Like, I don't know. You would think that it would have USB-C because it came out in 2019, right? But I guess micro USB is cheaper for some reason. All right, and this is it. Very small. Of course, meant for reading books, so this is fine size for it, 7 inches. They do have bigger models now, like an 8-inch, 10-inch, but I think this is fine for me. It's very light too, very, very light. I do have an iPad Pro from 2017 I still use for reading books, but this is definitely lighter and smaller and therefore easier to handle for reading books. Of course, I use my iPad for other things, not just reading books, but this one I think I'll just use for reading books. Yeah, there's no point putting like a, fancy game or anything on here. It's so underpowered. But yeah, 0.3 megapixel camera right here. I guess you can do video calling and stuff. Just pretend it's 2006. Big bezels. That's another thing that you would expect from 2015, not 2019. Or rather even 2013, 2014, right? Back here, Amazon logo, and 2 megapixel camera. Brings us back to the days of the slider phones. Up here you get a volume rocker, headphone jack, nice to see that, micro USB again. 2014, 2015, that brings me back to that era. It doesn't look like this device came out in 2019, right? It's like it came out in 2014 or 2015 or something. Power button right there. All right, and that's really it. It's very simple, Kindle Fire. And let's see what the Fire OS is like. This has been a while since I used Fire OS. This is apparently Fire OS 6.3 based on Android 7.1. Okay, so it's been a while since I used Android 7 too. So let's see how this version of Fire OS is like. Amazon Fire. It's been a long time since I used an Amazon Fire tablet or seen Fire OS, so this would be cool. Alright, so I have the Kindle Fire 7 set up now. So this is the new Fire OS, or it's not new, but it's new to me. I have not used Fire OS in a very long time. The last time I saw Fire OS, it was this like very basic operating system where you have like a black screen and then you have all the icons on the bottom and then you just like swipe through it, and it was very, very basic. Now it looks like they really updated it a lot. So now you have your books hub here where you can, read all your ebooks. Then you have video here where I guess they have Amazon Prime, and you also have Netflix and Hulu and other things. And then you have your games and apps, which is basically the Amazon App Store. I don't think there's anything I would really play on here. I guess like simple games like blackjack or something like that would be fine. Candy Crush, very, very basic casual games are basically the limits of what I would do on here. And then you have the shop here where it directly links to the Amazon shop. So yeah, I mean, we all know Amazon sells pretty much everything. So whatever you want, you can buy directly using the Fire, I guess. And music here with Amazon Music. I guess I downloaded a few things on here, but really not that much, and I'm not going to use this device for music either. Audible, I mean, I guess you have that as well if you use that in Newsstand. Again, I don't really pay for news, you know. I'd rather just get that for free. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. And then the home screen here is very similar to what you would see on Android. So it looks like an Android operating system. I mean, Fire OS is based on Android. It's forked off of Android, but this is based on Android 7 apparently. But yeah, you have everything here, Silk browser and everything. I mean, we could take a look at a few apps here, and I don't think it's too different from what you would find on Android. There's your calendar, calculator here, very similar to what you find on a typical Android calculator app. Docs here. Yep. Oh yeah, I don't have anything here. Maps. What maps is this using? It's not Google Maps, is it? Not sure. I'm not really sure what kind of mapping software they're using here then. Yeah, not too sure about that. And then of course you have your camera here, which is a very, very basic 2 megapixel shooter. So this is pretty bad. I mean, I could put something here. Let's see. It's my GPD Win 3. Okay. Yeah, I mean, God, this quality is really bad. Yeah, I would not use this. Why would you ever use a Kindle camera? Why would you ever use your Kindle to take pictures of anything? Unless there's something crazy going on and this is the only thing you got. Unless you're desperate. Weather, of course. Maywood can. Okay, that's your weather app. Let's see what else. Videos. This is your basic clock application. But yeah, again, very similar to what you find on Android. Yeah, Alexa, you have access to Alexa. I mean, this is no. Hey Alexa, what's the weather like right now?
Currently, in Burnaby it's 59 degrees Fahrenheit with mostly sunny skies. Tonight, you can expect mostly clear skies with a low of 46 degrees.
And the speakers turned up to full. Let's see, maybe we can go to YouTube actually and just see what the speakers are like. I'm just curious. I'm not expecting anything that great. Let's just go to YouTube and see what the speakers are like here. Alright, what do we got? Oh man, all of these are pretty. Bruce Lee versus Incredible Hulk. That seems interesting.
Alright, coming up next, the matchup for the UFC heavyweight division.
Okay, is the speakers up to full? Is it mono speaker? Yeah, it's a mono speaker. There's just one speaker down here, that's it. The processor is, you know, it's a weak processor, but it seems fairly snappy here with the orientation. I mean, for YouTube and everything, this looks like fairly stable.
Every kid looked to when they thought about doing karate. Bruce Lee is the person that anyone looked at when they said, I want to be a fighter. It was the speed. It was the charisma. It was
Alright, Bruce Lee, you can take down the Incredible Hulk. I know you can do it.
So special. And tonight, he's going to look to
Founder of Jeet Kune Do, man.
Generation of fighters exactly how it's supposed to be done.
And if you
Okay. So yeah, YouTube speakers are, I mean, it's a mono speaker. What do you expect? It's okay for what it is. I mean, this is a $50 device. It's okay for what it is. Yeah, I mean, given it's a MediaTek processor, you know, pretty basic one. It's fairly okay. I don't think it's too much slowdown. I can obviously watch YouTube videos, and it's pretty much what you would expect to do. The limits of what you would expect to do with this device. And then I forgot there's a micro SD card slot here, which says can take up to 512. This can take up to 512 gigabyte SD cards. So if you wanted to put something on here, I guess you could watch movies and play music on here. I wouldn't use this as my main device for that. I think I'd rather prefer using my iPad Pro or or laptop for that. But anyways, you do have that here on the Kindle. So yeah, Goodreads, I don't have that. Email, yeah, that's pretty much it. I guess this is Amazon Prime Video. I do have Amazon Prime Video. Let's see. I mean, I do have a subscription because I'm an Amazon Prime member. Yeah, but yeah, I'm not gonna watch any of these. I'm rarely interested in any of the Amazon Prime Video and movies and stuff. Okay, that's pretty much it. The Silk browser seems fine. Yeah, I mean, that's about all you can expect to do with this device is just read some ebooks, maybe play some casual games, and watch YouTube, really. That's really all you can expect out of a $50 tablet, right? For books, let's look at my Kindle library. This is mainly what I'll be doing with this device is reading ebooks. Example, let's look at a comic book. They're a little bit different than regular book and displayed a little bit differently on the Kindle. Let's see. Whoops. Oh yes, so this is how it's like. Character sketches. Maybe let's go to this one. Okay, yeah, so this is like a comic. Read it like this here, seems fine. Reading comic. And there are some comics that are like sideways, so like Calvin and Hobbes, let's read this one. This one will be going this way, and then you can scroll up and down like this. So this is a weak example of a landscape comic like Calvin and Hobbes. Alright. And regular books. Actually there's some these are more like graphical novels, I guess. Yeah, this is like some of the oatmeal ones are graphical novels. Yeah, this was fine. Read it with one hand, just like this. Yep, totally fine. Let's see. Yep, you can't. It's not going to shift or anything there. But this is the way it's meant to be read, I guess, for this book. I guess you can look at go to, sync, beginning, table contents. Yeah, pretty much. Huh, wow. Table contents just lists every page. I guess it doesn't really have, this book doesn't really have a set table of contents. Let's look at the Dream Team one. Okay, so this one, I think I can actually, if I can actually zoom out like this, there we go, and I can actually go up here, and I can see like kind of like a thumbnail or a screenshot of every page, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, and I can just choose to go there, so that seems fairly snappy. So yeah, I mean, for reading books, it seems fine for what it is. What else? Let's take a look at the Paul Morphy book. Yep, so yeah, this is the standard book here, and it's totally fine. I mean, that's probably what I'll be using this for. It's just like a ebook reader with one hand. It's kind of going like this, reading, right? If I want to jump to a page, I can do that. If I want to scroll out, I can do that, right? Yeah, basically what you would expect from an ebook reader. The Asians, another one, a book that's more of graphical, somewhat graphical in nature. Has some pictures and stuff in it. It doesn't go into landscape. Yep, it's only in portrait. Oh no, it does go into landscape, I guess. Ooh, okay, it does go into landscape. Okay, but I'd probably rather read it in portrait mode. Alright guys, that's pretty much it. Not much else. I mean, this is basically what you expect to do with the Kindle Fire 7. So, I just want to do like a small brief review of this device, because I haven't touched a Kindle in such a long time, and my company sent me this gift, and I just thought, okay, just put my books on it, and maybe I'll use it as a ebook reader, and just leave my iPad for playing games and maybe heavier stuff like that. Or watching videos, I'll probably leave to my iPad Pro, but otherwise, just for like the basic stuffs, casual games, maybe some YouTube or reading books, yeah, I can use my Kindle Fire 7 for that. So guys, it's Kindle Fire 7, the 9th generation one. Let me know if you guys have any questions about it. And that's all. Thanks for watching.